Welcome to The Truth, conversations no one likes to have. I'm your host, Shawana Smiley, and today we're going to be addressing drug addiction. I'm meeting up with my friend, my homegirl, Kimberly Cox, who's going to talk about her book, The Seeds They Sow. Stay tuned. My guest today is a motivational speaker. She's an author of 2 books. She's a praise dancer. She's the founder of My Brothers and Sisters organization. And she actually works for the Escambia County Correctionals Department, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, I'm so glad that you can join me today. Kimberly Cox is my guest. I'm so happy to have you here, Kim. Kim, this book, The Seeds They Sow, blessed my soul.
Amen.
And I really wanted you to come in today to talk about this book and what motivated you to write this book. So tell me, what motivated you to write this book?
So 5 years ago, I lost my mom. And when she died from complications that she had prior to her stopping her drug use, her drug addiction. So I knew the things that I went through growing up in the family. And even on my job with her, I knew the things, and I knew I was not alone. There's others out there that have also been in this same struggle, this same battle. So I wanted to really mainly shed some light on the situation, like talk about.
That's good, because you're right. There are a lot of people that have went through or suffered drug abuse, or being the child on the other end suffered as well. A lot of times people don't look at what the children are going through or how the children are suffering when the parent is the one that's on drugs. But tell me, when your mother was going through that phase of her life, when she was addicted to drugs, how did that make you feel growing up?
Whew. I felt worthless. I felt like nobody cared. Like I had got brought into this world to just only be left alone. I mean, my dad was there, don't get me wrong, but he was military. My parents divorced when I was little, so my mom became a single parent for a good little while till she started back, dating, doing things. So, I mean, it was like, do anybody see me? Can anybody tell what's going on with me? Do I even exist?
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, because, I read your book, and I don't want to give it away. This is why you have to get this book. But one of the things that you share about your mom in this book is what led her to drugs. Can you share that story, a little bit of that?
So like I tell most people, most addicts don't do that because they want to. They do it to cover up something. Whether it's shame, pain, abuse, physical or mental, a bad relationship, something happened. So my mom's situation was, when my brother was 4 years old, he began to have seizures. And the seizures got so bad to where it caused him to go into the hospital. But the hospital gave him the wrong medication.
Wow.
So my brother ended up dying because of that. Because again, he's only 4. So my mom used drugs to cover up pain.
Yes. A lot of people do that. A lot of people that, not just drug addictions or whatever, or drug abuse, but people that drink alcohol or, take different kind of prescription pain medicines. They do it because they're covering up some type of hurt, some type of pain that, they never really got help with. And, us being who we are, Black people, let me just go ahead and put that out there. We were taught that you don't get counseling. we shun counseling, you know, and that's like one of the biggest things that we need. We need to have these conversations with a counselor, you know, that can help us through it. But we were taught you don't do that.
What happens in the house, stay in the house.
Exactly. What happens in the house stays in the house.
That's
you don't
right.
tell what goes on in this
my house.
family or in my house. So
Yes.
how did you, growing up, not speak about it or not tell, you know, your teachers or go to your friends? Did you even did you confide in anyone what you were going through and what your mom was dealing with?
To be honest, you know, most people feel like that you gotta say something for people to know what's going on. That's not true.
Gotcha.
It's shown. When you go to school looking like somebody did not give you a good hot meal, or you don't sleep, or your clothes aren't decent, and you know, the teacher calling your parent, they're not responding to the phone calls, so they come to your house and it's like, who live here and why is this house like that? All those are signs. It shows. So nobody had to say anything.
Let me fast forward just a little bit. How long was your mother dealing with the drug addiction?
So my mother she dealt with that for 23 years. She had 31 misdemeanors, 11 felonies.
So she dealt with that drug addiction through your childhood all the way up to your adulthood.
Yes.
So let's fast forward to when you were an adult. How did you deal with it then?
Well, to be honest, I felt like I had to protect myself. So I pushed her away. I couldn't do it no more. I mean, I felt like I had went to prison with her 3 times. I had done jail time with her. So when I got to that point where I said, you know what? She's not trying to change. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
So I put a wall up to protect myself.
Yeah.
And I had to push her away. Because if not, it kept causing me pain. I kept having to go through things that I should not at this point, because I've been through enough.
We love our moms, we cherish our mothers, we honor them, but when you get to a point where you're fed up, what gave you the strength to say, I'm done with her? I'm not gonna deal with this no more. What gave you that strength?
For one, I thank God for my husband, because he came into my life at that point where I was broken, I was bitter, I was angry. And when he and I got together, I felt like I had somebody that cared about me, somebody that loved me, somebody that, you know, was there for me. And I began to go to church. My grandmother set me up. Oh, she set me up.
How did she set you up?
I felt like the God was maybe mad at me or something, because I didn't understand why he would kept allowing me to go through things. So my grandmother is an usher. And you know, she's a Baptist usher, so they always have these usher anniversaries.
Yeah.
So she invited me to come, and I was like, Granny, I love you, but I can't go. This is not a good time right now. I got too much going on.
Yeah.
I really am aggravated at my life. So she was like, baby, just come. Bring the kids, we gonna feed you. One less meal you gotta worry about. So I went to the usher anniversary, and I'll never forget it. It was on the altar, a jar of baby food that you should digest when you're just beginning to walk with God.
Yeah.
And she had some middle food that you can start eating when you get a little older in God.
Yeah.
And then she had some solid food. And that melted to me. Girl, I shouted myself happy on People Church. So at that point, I began to feed my spirit.
Yes.
And the more I fed my spirit, the more God allowed me to get healing and delivered and get that what I needed to get past all that hurt, all that anger, all that bitterness.
Yeah.
And at that point, my biggest thing that got over that, I got introduced to dance ministry. And oh my God, it changed my life.
Wow.
It changed my life.
Wow. A lot of times people don't really see the revelation of dance ministry. That dance ministry can be healing, not only for the audience that's watching, but for the person that's ministering, through dance. And so let me ask you this. After you had went through the point where you said enough is enough, and what changed for your mom?
So when she came home from that third prison trip, I wasn't there for her. I let her do time by herself, no commissary money, no collect phone calls, not going to get you, not putting, you know. So when she came home, she needed somewhere to stay, and I told her, no ma'am.
Wait a minute. Here. So you told your mama,
yes,
the one that birthed you, that you can't stay with me.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me tell you, let me just stop you right there, because you know I can hear the naysayers saying you're supposed to be saved, right? That's your mama. How dare you treat your mama like that? But they forget about the person on the other side of that, and why the person on the other side of that did what they did. Did you go through any of that?
Oh, of course, girl. Come on. That's our culture. That's your mama.
Yeah.
That's still your mama.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what I had to tell naysayers, and anybody who had a thought or a conversation about that. What my mama, what she was doing, what did you go tell her?
Wow.
What did you think about me then?
Wow.
So check this out. You have not been in my shoes.
Yeah.
You have not walked these streets like I had to go through.
Yeah.
So I need you to understand, let her come stay with you, because she can't stay with me.
Yeah. Was there anybody that seen what you were going through, knew what you was going through this journey, knew that you were hurting, knew that you was broken from that, and just grabbed you up, took you in, and just ministered to you?
Let me tell you what's so weird about that. You're right. A lot of times your family feel like, oh, poor little,
yeah,
you know, so that was a lot of their concept, you know. But then when I got older and I began to walk with God, I promise you, just like people tell you all the time that there's people come in your life for a season, a reason, a lifetime, God sent seasonal people every step to carry me, to make me go ahead and walk with Him, to get me through that process. And I promise you, each and every one, I can sit here and name and you'll be like, oh my God.
Oh wow.
Oh my God. But they all play the impact. When I was getting ready to become a woman, I had a woman come into my life who had the same amount of kids that I had and help educate me on how to be a woman.
Wow.
I became a wife.
Yeah.
Same thing. I had a wife come into and say, I've been married. It's how you got to do your husband, do your house, make that balance.
Yeah.
Then when I got to working, I had another whole lot of people that God sent to say, hey, let me tell you how to keep the job.
Yeah.
How you separate job from home.
Yeah.
You know, and it began to just be like, I had people who were seasonal for a reason to come and minister to me at those given points in time to make that process just smooth.
Gotcha. One of the things I like that you put in the book was, you said that addiction, drug addiction, doesn't have a color. Drug addiction doesn't care what color you are. It doesn't color what background you have. It doesn't care about who your family is. It doesn't care how much money you have.
That's right.
And I like that because it doesn't just show that those that are poor in run-down neighborhoods are on drugs. It also shows that there are other families who are wealthy.
Yep.
Who have gone through and are still going through the same thing that you went through, just a different atmosphere or whatnot. But I liked how you mentioned that in your book, and how you talked about so many people that you came across, and God gave you the opportunity to minister to these women, even on your job. Can you talk about that just a little bit? Like, just give some examples of what God has done for you or through you on your job as a correction officer.
You know, I'm gonna even go further. When I first got that job, my grandfather told me, he said, baby, you didn't cut out for that. You kind of scared. I was like, well, Grant, I gotta raise my kids. So, good career move for me. Didn't realize that was God setting me up to be able
Yeah.
to go on the inside and do things that can help other women. And also the fact that I had been exposed to that, so I know what tools to use. So the one that I think that in particular I love in that book was the one lady that I had got writer's block at the time. I had got to the point where I couldn't figure out how to wrap the book up to the end. And I was at work, and this lady came to my desk from DCF, and she said, hey, I'm here to visit one of the inmates. And I asked her what did she need, and she said, well, we got to talk to her because we don't know where her kids are at. And her mom just passed. And I looked and I said, you going to tell her that? Why is she in here? So I said, well, we got to call the chaplain. That's our process. So we did that, and I went to the dorm to get the inmate to pull her out of the cell, and it was so weird. She was like, Miss Cox, I just want to tell you, I've been clean for this amount of time. I'm ready to just go out.
Wow.
My mom's going to be so excited to see me, and I get to get my kids back. And I was like, oh, Lord. So I couldn't even move, and she said, are you okay? And I'm sitting there like, oh, my God. And the one thing she said that messed me up, she said, I get to tell her I'm sorry for what I put her through.
Wow.
Now that's when I lost it. I couldn't hold it no more because I knew she couldn't tell her. She was gone.
Wow.
So I walked into the chaplain's office and they told her what went on. But I tell you, she fell out. The chaplain crying, I'm crying. And at that moment, for a minute, I thought about everybody else who get that opportunity but don't take advantage of it.
Yes.
Who don't go back and get it right. Who don't get that healing delivery they need.
Yes.
And girl, that is like, woo.
Wow. What would you say to them? Because you had a chance.
Woo. Thank
Your mom,
God, yeah.
God blessed you with a chance for your mom to get clean, for her to come to you all and say, baby, I'm sorry for the mistakes that I made. You had that opportunity. What would you tell to someone who doesn't have that opportunity? They've gone on. You know, their mother or their dad that was taking care of their children, their children might have even passed. What would you say to them now? Because they're probably holding that guilt. They're probably holding that shame. What would you say to them?
To the addict, I would say, don't let it be too late. Your opportunity to change your mind, to get yourself better, to get healed, to get delivered, to stop using, the time is now.
Time is
The
now.
time is now. To that family member, to that child, to that mother, to that father,
Yes.
to any family that has to deal with that or is dealing with that, I would tell you, don't give up. We went through that with my mom for 23 years.
Wow.
And when she got to that point where she's ready to say, I surrender, she did.
Yeah.
She gave it all. And when she gave it up, she was done with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when we began to go back and get a relationship and
Yeah.
heal those broken moments and talk about how I felt because she left me uncovered.
Yeah.
Left me out there to go through all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not too late. The
Yeah.
time is now. Get your healing. Get delivered. Go get some help.
Yeah.
People will talk to you. They'll be there for you when you are sincerely ready to go get help.
Yeah. And you know, somebody might be looking at this and say, well, you know, that's easier said than done because you weren't the addict and you didn't, you know, go through what I'm going through. So you don't know, you know, how to, you know, tell me to let it go. It's easier said than done. What would you say to that? Because for a lot of people, habits are hard to break.
I agree.
They're hard to break. And so what would you say to that for somebody who is like, you ain't been in my shoes?
You know something? Nobody ever told us life was going to be easy.
That's right.
Nobody ever said it. But is it worth it? Are you worth it?
Yeah.
Is your life worth it?
Yeah.
Is your life worth saving?
Yeah.
Let me tell you an example I give the girls at the jailhouse. I stand them in front of the mirror and I said, look in that mirror. You see her? You don't recognize her, do you? Because you covered her up the wrong way for so long. Pull that mask off. Get them scales off your eyes.
Yeah.
Go get help.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard because that same guy that used to score with you, the gave that dope, he gonna be standing right there when you get ready to say, I'm done.
Yeah.
But you gotta get past that. You gotta
Yeah.
move forward.
Kim, one thing I want to share before we close this out is something that I share with the ladies also in the jail, because, you know, we talked, I told you that I minister to the women in the jail. We teach Bible study. And one of the things that the Lord revealed to me to share with the women is the game of spades.
Yeah.
I love spades. I love to play, and my husband will tell you I'm very, you know, confrontational or competitive, I'm sorry, when it comes to spades. But what God revealed to me about the game was, he said, when you're playing spades and you have a partner and there's 4 people in the game, you don't know what hand you're going to be dealt.
That's right. That's
He
right.
said that's how it is in life.
Yep.
You don't know what you're going to be dealt in life.
right.
Now, God knows. He knows. He's the one who's
That's
passing out the cards.
That's right.
He knows the hands that's going to be dealt. But he said, as long as you make me your partner,
Yep.
he said, I won't renege on you.
Yeah. I like this.
He said, I will win in the end.
That's right.
And you will win, because I won, you will win in the end. And so I always share that with ladies that's facing, you know, facing a lot of things in life, or have faced so much in life that they numb themselves with drugs. I said, listen, we all have been dealt a hand, and some of us may feel like we got the bad hand. But even with the bad hand, you can still win.
That's right. You gotta know how to play it.
You got to know how to play.
You gotta watch that card.
You got to know how to
That's
play.
right. That's
And as
right.
long as you got Jesus on the other side of the table as your partner, you going to win.
That's right.
Kim, I thank you so much for doing this interview today. I'm telling you, this book messed me up last week when I went to an event that Kim was hosting. I got messed up there. I was crying, a bag of tears, you know, throughout the night, because she shared her testimony and it really, really hit home. But then I read this book, and many people can tell you I'm not really big on reading a lot of books.
Yeah.
If it doesn't catch me in the first chapter, this caught me in the first chapter, because it was very transparent. It was very real, and I can relate to it. And so I'm telling you, you got to get this book. It's called The Seeds They Sow. Thank you so very much for tuning in to The Truth, conversations no one likes to have. Again, I am your host, Shawana Smiley. Tune in next time.
I see a shattered, you see whole. I see broken, but you see beautiful. And you're helping me to believe. You're restoring me piece by piece. There's nothing too dirty that you can't make worthy. You wash me in mercy. I am clean. There's nothing too dirty that you can't make worthy. You wash me in mercy.